From CNN, Bill Barr responds to Trump's social media post mocking his endorsement. And Kaitlan Collins has gone viral once again, not to be confused with Caitlin Clark. But my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
The algorithm is a beast, so please help me out. It costs you nothing. But if you want to help me out even more and spend a little bit of money, go ahead and buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description. And there's clearly a lot of flip-flopping over the past decade, maybe even two. And maybe it's not flip-flopping. Maybe, times have changed and we've learned a little bit more. But this switcheroo with Caitlin Clark is extremely sinister, far more than even the Democrats or Don Lemon himself. But something happened with Kaitlan Collins, and now she's going to bat big time for the establishment, and she's going to try to get Bill Barr here, and he's just going to laugh it off.
Because you said recently you were going to vote for the Republican ticket come November, which means you're going to vote for Donald Trump.
I said. Yeah, and Kaitlan Collins, she's bigly offended by this. How dare Bill Barr vote for somebody that she doesn't like?
That's what I plan to do at this stage.
And I could make the argument that she it doesn't matter what she likes. She knows what her job is.
You're saying you could change your mind, maybe?
Well, I'm not going to vote for Biden. This is a wild time. Who knows what's going to happen in 7 months? But I expect, as between Trump and Biden, there's no question in my mind.
Oh, so you're kind of suggesting maybe Donald Trump may not be the Republican nominee?
Or Biden may not be the Democrat.
So you would vote for another Democrat if a different Democrat was on the ticket?
It's hard to imagine that this party, the Progressive Democratic Party, would nominate someone I would support.
Yeah, I know you disagree with them, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you disagree with them. They're absolutely crazy, right? I mean, they had plenty of chances, and at this point, even the word Democrat is so tainted, they have easily a generation of image rehabilitation because they've completely lost the plot.
I have to ask you about something that Trump posted about you this week, because he responded in response to you saying you'd vote for the Republican ticket. Wow, former AG Bill Barr, who let a lot of great people down by not investigating voter fraud in our country, has just endorsed me for president despite the fact that I called him weak, slow-moving, lethargic, gutless, and lazy. Based on the fact that I greatly appreciate his wholehearted endorsement, I am removing the word lethargic from my statement. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah. It's classic Trump. What's the question?
Yeah, exactly. Right? So, well, are you not offended by that? Are you going to vote for Beau Biden, empty suit hack who's going to destroy the country? You should be really mad because Donald Trump made a joke and Bill Barr takes it all in stride. And then there's this one from a couple months ago, early in 2024, when she tries to go at Elise Stefanik and, well, how come presidential immunity and all this stuff? And they're talking so much about, oh, well, president, there's gonna be assassinations and he's gonna kill people. And obviously they just want to muddy the waters and smear Trump. But I think also they have a little bit of a guilty conscience, and that's what they want to do. But here is her talking to Kaitlan Collins, that is, talking to Elise Stefanik.
Had you been vice president on January 6, 2021, what would you have done?
I stood up for the Constitution. I believe it was
what would you have done if you were vice president?
I would not have done what Mike Pence did. I don't think that was the right approach. I specifically stand by what I said on the House floor, and I stand by my statement, which was there was unconstitutional overreach. There was unconstitutional overreach in states like Pennsylvania, and I think it's very important that we continue to stand up for the Constitution and have legal and secure elections, which we did not have in 2020. And the tens of millions of Americans agree with me, Caitlin.
Well, I would say the Supreme Court in the state of Pennsylvania said that Republican passed.
No, Kaitlan Collins wouldn't say anything. She gets the memo, she gets the talking points, and does exactly what she's told to do. And Bill Barr and Elise Stefanik are not far-right crazy people. They are as milquetoast as, well, okay, maybe Ronna McDaniel, but these are regular middle of the road. This is how far the window has moved, that Kaitlan Collins is now being tasked with making Bill Barr and Elise Stefanik look like extreme right-wing Republicans.
Changes to their law was constitutional, but it's notable to hear you say, given you're in the running to be the vice president, that you would have rejected those votes. Come this election, when Vice President Harris is in that position, would you be okay if she rejected the votes if Donald Trump wins?
Listen, we need to make sure the election is constitutional and legal. We're talking about Democrats. Legal. It was not, Kaitlan. It was unconstitutional when there was circumventing state legislatures unilaterally changing election law. I stand by my statement on the House floor. And again, tens of millions of Americans agree with that statement and have questions about the validity and legality.
Yeah, and Kaitlan Collins is just ready, willing, and able to embarrass herself at every possible turn because apparently the Brinks truck backed up to her house in New York or whatever. And here is her Twitter account. She absolutely loves this stuff. She is reposting and retweeting and posting all of her stuff about how amazing she has been, right? It's just over and over again, thousands of posts, millions of followers. And this is actually, I think, one of the best ones. Barr began, look, the 88 criminal counts, a lot of those are, well, they're obviously phony. But then Collins interjected, even if 10 of them are accurate. So that's her basically admitting that we've thrown everything at the wall. And I mean, even if one is bogus, then it taints the entire thing, right? Ask Tish James or Big Fat Furious Phony Fannie Pack Willis, Alvin Bragg. I mean, it's all completely compromised. But for her to admit that even if 10 of them are accurate out of 88, then how dare you still be supporting Donald Trump? And it's just completely ridiculous. Kaitlan Collins is a shill. And again, we've seen loads of backtracking, loads of flip-flopping from basically the entire Democratic Party.
The bill before us will certainly do some good. It will authorize some badly needed funding for better fences and better security along our borders.
The fence is now basically complete. Maybe they'll need a moat. Maybe they want alligators in the moat.
Secure our borders with technology, personnel, physical barriers if necessary in some places.
We will not build a wall. Instead, we will build an economy where everyone who wants a good job can get one.
I voted for a fence. I voted, unlike most Democrats, and some of you won't like it, I voted for 700-mile fence. And let me tell you something, folks. People are driving across that border with tons, hear me, tons of everything from byproducts from methamphetamine to cocaine to heroin. It's all coming up through corrupt Mexico.
And the impulse is to hunker down, shut the gates, build walls, exit at this moment is precisely the wrong answer.
Former presidents have said to him that they wish that they had built a wall. Do you recall President Obama ever saying that?
Come on.
Construction of a 630-mile border fence create a significant barrier to illegal immigration on our southern land border.
All along, the president's saying, well, I'll do DACA and Dreamers in return for the wall. He's got it. President Trump, if you want to open the government, you must abandon the wall.
A bunch of the talking, CNN news heads, or former CNN news heads, we remember when Don Lemon said some things that were fairly middle of the road.
Because black people, if you really want to fix the problem, here's just 5 things that you should think about doing. Here's number 5. And if this doesn't apply to you, if you're not doing this, then it doesn't apply to you. I'm not talking about you. Here's number 5. Pull up your pants.
And fairly common sense. That was fine then. It's a bridge too far later. And then he also got in trouble for making a joke about Nikki Haley or something, or maybe it wasn't a joke. Don Lemon is not funny at all. But if he says something, the wrong thing about a person that the establishment doesn't like anyways, that's still an absolute problem.
Don Lemon has apologized to CNN staff for the comments he made about former South Carolina governor and 2024 presidential candidate Nikki Haley.
And here is why I think that this is absolutely more sinister than anything, because this is Kaitlan Collins and I don't know, maybe 2016 or 17 or 18 when she worked for the Daily Caller. And we know this is real because it was posted by the Biden War Room, and there's a bunch of weirdo leftists under the post. Oh, she's an actress. So they're under the impression that she was lying then, but she's telling the truth now, when I might say it's the exact opposite. She was telling the truth then, and she's lying now because it's just worth that money for her. And this is the old clip of her talking about BLM and Soros and stuff like that.
Do with the immigration crisis.
Good morning. Okay, so George Soros is this foreign-born left-wing guy who essentially wants to change the nature of our country. And in this data dump, one of the memos was about the refugee crisis. And they made 3 points. They think that they've been successful at influencing immigration policy across the world. They think that the refugee crisis is an opportunity to continue doing so. And they think the refugee crisis is the new normal. And George Soros is this guy who is a staunch advocate for open borders. He wants people to be able to go wherever they want, whenever they want, for whatever reason. And for him, he sees this immigration policy, this crisis, as a vehicle to further his immigration.
Okay, so what happened, Kaitlan? Right, and we can talk, our views have evolved, but you did a complete 180 in not that many years. So what is the difference between you calling out Soros and open borders and all that stuff to now you going on CNN, being employed by CNN, quite obviously, and taking every opportunity to completely distort the truth and maintain the idea that Orange Man bad? And in a little piece of bonus hypocrisy, I guess, the tweet says Kaitlan Collins got her start on right-wing media spreading falsehoods, anti-Semitism, and xenophobia. Now, obviously, that's all fake, but right now, when you have college kids destroying campuses and blocking up traffic and protesting all over the place in the name of Palestine, it's just a little strange that you were complaining about anti-Semitism, among all the other things.